What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. It is time, once again, y'all, to ball it out in Chaos 8. Now, we are here on Chaos 8, the Forest Biome Expeditions, and we are going to be rolling some cannonballs. So we are going to bring along that heavy cannonball shard, but what else do we want? Well, we know cannons are a projectile, so we definitely want Piercer. Additionally, they could use a little bit more range. Now, of course, with the Ascension, same as every other damaging defense, you want to go defense crit chance, defense crit damage, and then the range gambit under utility, full-on defense speed under defense, and then whatever you got left directly into whatever your tower's power is. In this case, cannonball tower damage. So, with that in mind, this is our current range. Well, we could use a little bit more range. So Piercer, Servo, Rate, and Range, I think, is going to be what I want to use. Let's take a look and see what we got. Actually, we got it right there. Perfect. So Piercer, Servo, Defense, Rate, and Defense Range. Now, of course, since we've got that Defense Rate, the natural go-to is that Super Double Stack. So we want to get some Destruction in there. And we want to get a little mass destruction in there as well to really stack up the obscene amounts of power. Now, one of the benefits of the Forest Biome map here for just general farming is you got a crap ton of DU. Now, additionally, it's also a absolutely wonderful place to showcase any sort of towers with these long, straight lanes. So let's go good old faithful, just like we've been doing. We'll go 5 cannonballs. And then, of course, we're going to have our Destructive Pylon on any 20 DU defense. I've got it on Lightning Strike Auras currently. And then we're going to bring along some Boost Auras as well. So let's go ahead and just drop our Destructive Pylon right in the middle. And then we'll put a Boost Aura directly in front. Now, we are going to have a just silly amount of leftover DU on this one. So we will do some other things. But let's go ahead and ball it out here first and see what we can do. So, where do we want these? It's hard to see the range on them up on the stairs. It seems like at the bottom of the stairs, we're going to have a few of these cannonballs hitting that little hump. So, I'm going to go ahead and go up at the top of the stairs anyway, even though the range is not going all the way to the spawn. We're going to get our 5 cannons in. We're going to get our Destructive Pylon in, and then our Boost Aura. Now, going to do the same thing over here on this lane, but of course here we've got the turn, so we're going to bring it up and build it right up in here. So we'll go 5 cannonballs. Of course, the benefit from the heavy cannonballs is it's got a big coolness factor. You could really use any shard there that you want. However, the heavy cannonball definitely adds to the pizzazz. Now, additionally, remember that heavy cannonball is going to pierce enemies, so it turns your cannonball tower slightly into some AoE, as it's going to go all the way through, it's going to pierce up to 10 targets, and it's going to do 1300% defense power as damage to all of those 10 targets. Now, 1300%, of course, we see the defense power on our cannonballs, 198k. So we're doing a decent amount of damage that's going to pierce. But the real strength of the cannonball, of course, is just that absurd power you got. Cannonballs have a very large amount of single target damage. They're able to just really pound it out as far as just hitting one single target. So we've got all our cannonballs in place, and you see we've got that truckload of DU. Now, once again, just like yesterday, we're going to focus on adding in some Petrify, because not everybody is going to have the perfect setup here, so we're going to use some Proton Beams. So I got 1 EV with Earth damage on Proton Beams. I've got another EV with Poison damage on Proton Beams. Now, adding in the Frosty Beam Shard, of course, just for a little additional CU, and we want that, a little additional DU even. We want that right at the range of the cannons. We want to make sure that the cannons are able to hit the enemies when they're CC'd. So we're going to go with something like this. We'll go, we'll put our poison in first. And then we'll go with our earth. So we've got a nice little CC area here. that doesn't really matter if it gets hit by spiders. It's still going to get the CC in there. Now, coming over to this lane, if we take a look at the range, we're going all the way to spawn on this one. So here, I think we'll just go cross lane since we got kind of the wonky lane here. Poison always up front, and then the earth damage right behind. Here, I think we'll just do the same thing. We could do the big double Vs as we've just got so much DU here. But let's just go ahead and find our cannonball range. It looks like it's right at about here. And we'll go poison in the front and earth right behind. So no real important placement here. Just make sure you get as much of the lane covered as you can. One of the benefits now with all the absurd power we get in Dungeon Defenders 2 is placement is no longer really a main issue unless you're doing meme builds or whatever. You can just OP through most of the content here now. So let's do the same thing here with the big double Vs. Once again, spread it wide enough to get the lane covered. If you are doing this V fashion of Proton Beam and you ever have Berserkers run through, that means your legs are not spread wide enough. You need to spread the V out further, and that is going to make sure those Berserkers can't run around. So we've got a good bit of DU left, but we're just going to leave it. You know what? We could add in just a couple of Sky Guards just for flavor to assist with the flyers here. Now, the cannonballs, of course, are going to hit the flyers, but we'll just add in a little bit more love just to get make sure those flyers are completely handled. Now, let's go ahead and check it out and see it in action. These guys should just wreck, there's no doubt. Now, cannonballs are a beast when it comes to countering terrain. So it doesn't matter with the heavy cannonballs if you get this little hump over here. The heavy cannonball is going to roll right over it. So now, of course, the main projectile will smack into anything and it won't reach the target. But the heavy cannonball will roll right over just about anything out there. And you see, they are getting it done. So we are balling here today. There's no doubt about it, as it is just a pound town here with the heavy cannonballs. They are going to just absolutely destroy. We are getting a good amount of CC here now. We got our placement way up there with the proton beams, and they are getting it done. So yeah, we are just wrecking houses right here. There's no doubt about it. Now, with this being such a smooth and easy transition, let's just go ahead and jump on forward to wave number 5. Not even going to bother with any upgrades or anything. This is just such a powerful defense versus Chaos 8. So let's hop on into wave 5 and see how it does on the final wave. And here we go into wave number 5. So the cannons are just absolutely steamrolling it. They are getting it done, no doubt about it. Let's see how it holds up in wave 5. It's just destroying everything. You get the benefit of adding a little pseudo AoE with the heavy cannonball pierce. And then additionally, you just got that massive single target damage from the cannonball itself. As you see, I didn't bother upgrading anything at all through the map. And yeah, they are just destroying. You add in, you take this defense and this setup when it's properly built, and you add in any form of crowd control, and it is literally just going to raffle stomp everything there. The only exception, of course, being like a siege roller. And I mean, let's see if we get a siege roller. Let's see how it even does versus that. Now, the Drakenlord with this setup, or here's the Drakenlord now, of course, is going to get countered by the Petrify. So we'll just let that Drakenlord come on out. We've got an Assassin coming. And without throwing any Burning Strikes on the Drakenlord at all, oh yeah, it's Beast. So just absolutely wrecked it. We didn't get a Siege Roller there, so we can't really take a look at that. A Siege Roller, of course, you're going to want to give it a little assistance. And then Malthius, Malthius likes to take their time getting out, so we'll just let Malthius get rolled here. Eventually, they'll come this way. There we go, and it is just down to the pounding right there. So, yeah, man, Squire Cannonballs, they are just glorious. Now, they're not those badass, absolutely wonderful bowling ball towers that they are in Dungeon Defenders 1, but they're not too shabby. They really do okay. and are able to get the job done in DD2 without question. So that will do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.